What's up, guys? We're back for another video. Today we're going to be talking about the V-Jump leaks. So what's going to be happening is the LR Hercule is going to be getting an LR EZA. I believe I mentioned this in my last video that I expected this to happen, but it is confirmed here. So for most people, I don't know if I'd 100% recommend actually doing the whole run free to play. It depends on whether or not you believe 100 million Zeni is worth 5 super attack, or if you'd rather invest it elsewhere. We are also going to be getting 100 stones in some capacity. I believe this will be for the it will be for the JP versus Global campaign, quite possibly, and we are getting a new story event, and the farmable characters are that Hercule and that Goku. If you do want to do the free-to-play LR Hercule grind, I would recommend probably getting the droppable one, because he's more consistent and it means that you don't have to clear out your box. And shout out to KR0914 for this. But since you potentially need 340 million Zeni, we're going to be talking about ways to get that. So what I'm going to do is talk about different Z battles that I would recommend. So this one, pointless. You can do this one with an extreme tech stage, so you should be able to get to level 50 quite easily. I believe I'm up to level 47 and I've only actually used the Ginyu Force, so that's an extra little bit of Zeni that may help. This one's not too bad. I can't remember what their weakness is. Really? You're not even... Okay, so it's Realm of Gods, Super STR, and Realm of Gods, Int, and STR. So that's not too bad. It wouldn't be too bad if you've got if you've done the EZA as a master, but that's not necessarily the best. So this one is conditional on whether or not you have Go Bros. This one's probably the most conditional out of all the EZAs that I'm going to mention. So what you see here is I have 2 LRs, Caulifla, and a lot of rainbow units basically. So the reason why this one's so easy to go high is because Gobro does the damage, Caulifla can dodge, well, Caulifla can't get hit, Godku can reduce damage, Vegeta can heal and nuke, and Tapion can change orbs, which helps basically all of our attackers. So that's why I've got it so high on this one. If you don't have those, we're going to go over some other ones that are going to be a lot more possible, especially if you don't spend as much money. So that's probably going to be helping a lot of people. This is movie bosses. So I think that should be okay if you've got at least a Turtles, or yeah, mostly Turtles. If you've got that, you should be able to get a little bit, but the problem is finding a friend for that, and that can be a pain in the butt. And I would also recommend doing this stage every day. You can get between 4 million to 6 million Zeni. It's going away for a couple of days, so this could mean that it's going to get a revamp, which would be really helpful for everyone involved. But let's go over some other ones. So, okay. No, I don't want that. So I'm going to look for ones that are quite probably the easiest. So Omega Shenron. So Omega Shenron is weak to the Kamehameha category. AGL Kamehameha. So let's go. No, that's too far. There's Kamehameha, Super AGL, and just here we do have a lot of good units. So we can use I'm going to assume that you could probably got one of these two. So you can have one. Then you can have this guy who does damage and does tank reasonably well. These two, no, that's not right. He's basically free. This unit's old enough, but got an EZA, gives allies attack, so that's helpful. This unit drops a lot, so that's also very helpful. So you do have a lot of options for this one. And it's not just that they're all going to be super hard to get, so they're not all Dokkan Fest exclusives, even though majority of my team is. It is possible to get quite far in it without all of those units. So this is one that I would recommend if you want to do the grind completely free to play. When it continues. So after that, that's Universe 6, not recommended. I can't remember cells, but that one is quite a pain if I recall. But these are the next two ones that I definitely recommend. So I believe this, so even though I've only got to level 34, I believe it's Hybrid Sands. So STR Hybrid Sands is very helpful. So Hybrid Sands, and we have free to play options. We have a lot of non-banner units as well. So this makes it a lot more free to play friendly. It makes it a lot easier for a lot of people to be able to do. Looking at this, I believe that only Ultimate Gohan is the only Dokkan Fest exclusive. So that's also really good. So this is another one where you could grind, but I believe that there are easier ones as well. This is probably one of the best ones to do. So Buhan's weakness is Batara, and his biggest weakness is physical. And for this we have physical Vegeta Blue, who is a god. And I hate how those stickers don't work, but that's fine. But this is definitely one of the stages that I would recommend grinding. Like, I know that majority of this team is Dokkan Fest exclusive, but some of them are a lot older. I did not have I did not have the LR, or the physical Vegeta Rainbow, but I still managed to get up here, and this was a long time ago. This was before Vegeta Blue's EZA, I believe. And so it makes it a lot easier. I believe that we're probably going to get at least one of these units in the Dual Dokkan Fest banner, so that should help you be able to get this grind done. Sorry about this. I know this is taking a while between each one. After that, I would probably recommend Vegeta Jr. and Goku Jr. Vegeta Jr. is weak to STR Goku family. There's probably a faster way to do this, but so be it. So removal, Goku's family, Super STR. So this is a huge category. This is already big here. So what we have is we've got a lot of units, we've got a lot of non-Dokkan Fest units as well, so that makes it a lot easier. So it is very possible to do this one. This is definitely one that I'd recommend. So that pretty much sums it up. Easy, lots of units, and lots of good units. So main reason I'm showing you all the ones that I would recommend doing is because if you come across this channel, you probably aren't, you haven't spent as long playing, so you're quite new to the game. So this one is weakness is physical Vegeta family. So I do have a rainbow LR Trunks. To be honest, he is very helpful, but it's not just him. But there are a lot of good units in this category. So Vegeta family. So the category is quite small for physical, but it's still a good category. Like you could have the Vegeta Jr., who would help. That's a really good thing because he does more damage after taking a hit for 3 turns, I think. So that's really good as well. So that's that one. This really does take a while to get out of, but that's fine. After that, I would recommend Physical Kid Buu. So this one you probably get extremely far in because his weakness is Super STR Pure Saiyans. And if I'm not mistaken, Pure Saiyans should be there. STR. So, like, this category is huge. So, this typing of this category is huge. So, you've got a lot of options. There's a lot of ways to do it. And you will get very far in this. Really? Go away. I'm going to leave that in. Screw it. So, these are a lot of the categories I would use to farm. Ultimate Gohan's another good one. He is weak to Majin Buu Saga Physical, and there's a lot of units that you can use here. So, granted, only 2 of these are not Dokkan Fest exclusives, but a lot of these units are older, so if you're played for a little bit, I believe when I've done this, only 3 of these were rainbowed. I believe this guy's also got absolutely nothing in him anyway. So, like, it does show that it is possible to get quite high without having absolutely everything done. What you do want is you want 2 Super Vegetos because his counters is where a lot of the damage is from. So that's also something to think about. I believe there's only a couple more. I know that this is taking a lot longer than I wanted it to because there's so much loading, but I should have thought about that. And this is probably going to be the last one because this one also isn't heavily required on like LRs and a lot of stuff. And I'm going to say this, that it's free to play, friendly as well. So you have the Caulifla. She's only there because Pure Saiyan, she can't be hit. The Trunks does a lot of damage. This Gohan, so the Team Gohan does damage, but you need to do a super attack. So you do not want him in the first slot. If he is in the first slot, he gets destroyed. I'm sorry, because he has no passive until he supers, which is big. It's something to think about before you do it. Pan is probably someone that a lot of you won't have, but what we're going to do is we're going to go, no, that one, there. So there is quite a few options. So when I first done the stage, I had this guy before he got his EZA, so that's why I built him the way I did. But he can help. But there are a lot more free-to-play options, so it's a lot more friendly for a lot of people. But if you do have time and you do want to do this free-to-play, I would recommend doing the Broly, the Gohan, really, I don't know how I done that, the Buu, the Goku and Vegeta Jr. stages, the Majin Buu, the Buuhan, the physical Broly as well, Omega Shenron. Those will be the main ones. I know that I've probably gone over a few other ones as well that I just forgot to mention, but those are the main ones I would recommend, just because those categories are the biggest and the easiest to do. Now there is another stage in under the growth tab. It is a weekend one where you can get like 100,000 Zeni per node, it's another Hercule one that's only available on the weekends. And the other stage that you do is Hercule's World Tournament, but other than that, you should be fine. If you don't mind waiting to get him to max super attack, it's pretty much, wouldn't really matter too much. But other than that, just do events. If you have not done the BPAN event like I have, I'm currently waiting until the links update drops. That way I can get hopefully a good boost on doing a lot of the stages. A lot of the links. So that's why I'm waiting. Don't forget, you can get like 300 plus thousand Zeni from this stage. And another event that could be helpful, thinking of that, is the original Global versus JP event, which should be down the bottom. This stage, you can get, I believe this is one of the events where you can get the most Zeni. I believe there's 100,000 per node if you go down the right path, if I recall. It's been a long time. If you go down jump onto the cloud and then go up the left path, that's where you should be able to get a whole bunch of Zeni. So that's another thing to do if it's available. But I would not spend keys to get the Zeni because that's a waste of keys. But that's pretty much it for this video. So to recap, Hercule's getting an awakening. We're getting a new story event with 2 farmable characters. There are going to be 100 stones delivered in some way over the course of the celebration that we have not yet been told. And if you want to do the Hercule EZA completely free to play his super attack, I would recommend doing Extreme Z battles and going past level 30 and doing the Hercule World Tournament stage every day. That's it for this video. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Ka kite.